Przemysaw Czarnek is a Polish politician who was voivode of the Lubelski voivodeship from 2015 to 2019. He was elected in 2019 as member of the 9th Sejm as a member of Law and Justice. Czarnek is opposed to LGBT rights, women's rights, and supports corporal punishment for children, and filed a criminal case in opposition to recognition of Ukrainian victims of the Home Army in the 1944 Saran massacre. On the 19th of October 2020, Czarnek was appointed Minister of Education and Science. After a delay related to a COVID-19 infection, Czarnek grew up in Goszczanów in the county of Sieradz in the Lodz voivodeship of western Poland. His mother was a nurse and his father a truck driver. He moved to Lublin to live with an uncle at the age of 15. Czarnek graduated from the John Paul II Catholic University of Lublin in 2001 in law. Obtained his doctorate in constitutional law from KUL in 2006. And obtained his habilitation at KUL in 2015. Czarnek was appointed as a university professor at KUL on 1 October 2019. According to an analysis by Oko Press, at the time Czarnek's publications had no citations in Scopus. Only 3 citations of his habilitation thesis in Google Scholar, and most of his publications were in low-ranked publications made by or linked with the Catholic Church. Czarnek was awarded a medal for services rendered to the Maria Curie Skłodowska University on 28 October 2019. During the award ceremony, activist Anna Dabrowska held up a banner, Medal for the Hater, Shame. UMCS staff member Tomasz Kitlinski said that the decision to award the medal had not been consulted with university staff and was a surprise, and that it took place in a context of decreased democracy within the university. Kitlinski also stated in an online post, "The governor of Lublin region prides himself in offending Ukrainians, Muslims, the LGBT community and women, for whom he sees no social role other than the reproduction of children." Czarnek sued Kitlinski for allegedly slandering a public official. Art professionals started an online petition to support Kitlinski. Czarnek was appointed as the voivode of the Lublin voivodeship in 2015. He was elected as a member of parliament in the 2019 Polish parliamentary election, resigning from his position as voivode. According to Catholic University of Lublin professor of theology Alfred Wiercbicki, Czarnek's politics come from the extreme right of the national radical camp. In early October 2020, Czarnek was announced as the likely new Minister of Education and Science. Shortly before he tested positive for SARS-CoV-2, his nomination was delayed after his SARS-CoV-2 positive status was announced. Czarnek was formally appointed Minister of Science and Education on 19 October 2020. The heads of 79 universities in Poland released a joint statement criticizing Czarnek's proposed reforms, arguing that they infringed on the autonomy of the universities and obstructed academic freedom, while allowing pseudoscientific views to be taught in universities. Czarnek has made several public statements in relation to human rights. Prior to the 2018 Equality March in Lublin in favor of LGBT rights and the rights of other minorities including the disabled, refugees, ethnic minorities and religious minorities, Czarnek described the march as promoting perversion, deviance and denaturing, and called for the march to be forbidden by the authorities. Czarnek is known for repeatedly making homophobic statements. He described the 2018 Lublin Equality March as promoting pedophilia and said that it should be banned, in contrast to the right of freedom of assembly. Polish Ombudsman Adam Bodnar stated that this can be considered hate speech against participants in the march. Bartosz Staszewski, one of the organizers of the march, sued Czarnek, demanding that Czarnek publicly apologize. The court ruled that he had to apologize, but then he repeated the statement. During the 2020 Polish presidential election campaign, Czarnek stated in a live television broadcast that should stop listening to this nonsense about human rights or any equality. These people are not equal to normal people. According to The Guardian, this was the most homophobic outburst so far from a member of the ruling party. However, The National Broadcasting Council concluded that his words were not in breach of the Polish law. On 3 August 2020, Czarnek stated that it was certain that LGBT ideology was derived from neo-Marxism and came from the same roots as German Hitlerian National Socialism. On the issue of women's rights, Czarnek has expressed disapproval of women prioritizing career over children, declaring that career first, maybe later a child, leads to tragic consequences if the first child is not born 20 to 25 years. Only at the age of 30, how many children can bear? Those are the consequences of telling a woman that she doesn't have to do what she was destined to do by the Lord God. One of Czarnek's research themes is that core